Welcome to the PrinceOnyx Network.
Hey guys, what's going on? Peace family, it's your good guy here, PrinceOnyx, and I am back for the final little piece into this whole Megan Thee Stallion saga that I'm doing on my channel. Thank you guys for joining. Hey y'all, hey. So, recently, Megan was actually supposed to be on The Breakfast Club, which, at this point, it's only a matter of time for them, but I'll get to that in just a second. I'll get to that in just a second. But for them to be on their way out. But she had declined because her team, and again we'll get to that too, her team has sent them a list of questions that they can ask and stuff that they couldn't ask, i.e. mainly talking about the whole Tory Lanez situation, because first off, it's still an open case. And even though she has said in the GQ magazine interview that he tried to pay off her friend, her former friend Kelsey, to keep quiet, and we see that they have had a falling out. A lot of people, including Megan, has been thinking, well, damn sis, you must have took the money then, because even though again everybody was drunk that night and things went left, but it's just I've talked about that in my other video that you guys can check out here on my channel. I may put it in the description box, child, because the annotations or whatever the other little quirky stuff is, child, look. Anyway, so she was supposed to be on there, and unfortunately she had turned it down. And so Charlemagne and DJ Envy, which I just don't get them at all. I really don't. But anyway, they basically took it upon themselves. These two grown men took it upon themselves to just harp down on a black woman who has been traumatized enough by a very traumatic event earlier this year in the summer that could have been very life-changing, very life-changing in a bad way. So they figured that, oh, well, why she don't want to be up here with us, a black publication? We've been supporting her and putting her on, but then she goes to this white publication and talks to them and da-da-da-da. Okay, be that as it may, let's take race off the table just for a quick second. I know, right, Mr. Pro-Black, PrinceOnyx. Let's just take that off the table for just a second. Did y'all consider the fact that GQ magazine actually played it professional and didn't be like, so girl, did he shoot you, yes or no? Because y'all know that's what how Charlemagne would have approached it. Oh girl, so did he shoot you or no? And what happened with you and Kelsey? And was it true that he was smashing both of y'all? Were you the side piece or was Kelsey the side piece? Y'all know how Charlemagne has been. He has literally traumatized and re-traumatized people and trolled people his whole entire career, from his days of Wendy Williams, which was really ironic that a lot of people forget this. And it was, you can find this in old clips, but back when they were interviewing Kelly Rowland, this was when Destiny's Child, everybody was going solo, and Wendy went up there. Well, Kelly was getting interviewed by Wendy. Wendy kept telling Charlemagne to get her, Charlemagne, get her, and he was saying really wild stuff like, how does it feel to be like always in Beyonce's shadow, and just saying a lot of out of left field stuff. So when I forgot how that interview went when she was on The Breakfast Club, if she had asked him about that or talked about that, but it's like, dude, you literally were so cruel to Kelly Rowland back in the day. Then when Brandy was on there, you made her cry because you brought up that whole car accident situation, which is very traumatizing for her. Then how could we ever forget, I don't care what y'all say about the whole Little Mama situation, Charlemagne triggered that girl. He triggered that woman. And mind you, yes, the night before, because Angela Yee was like, oh, me and Lil Mama actually went to dinner the night before, and I was letting her know that how Charlemagne was, and she was like, hey girl, I'm with it, I'll crack jokes back at him. And unfortunately, things went left, and of course the famous crying meme of Lil Mama, made its way, and it's still making its way through the internet till this day. So it's just like, dude, you are just a jerk. You're an asshole. And then DJ Envy, who is he's a very questionable black, because it's like, he will always be talking about how, oh well, it's just I'm trying to remember what does he be saying? He just be saying stupid shit about, like, he makes it seem like because he is in a white neighborhood and his kids are in private school and he has all these fancy cars and this, that, and the third and blah 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 blah, he's almost making it seem like he's above hip hop and black culture and rap and all this other stuff. But it's like, dude, you literally are eating off of this same off black culture, off hip hop, off rap. You are eating off of this same culture, but you act like he has such a uppity-esque energy to him to where it's like, he's so above it, but clearly you weren't, because your feelings were hurt all because you couldn't get this Megan Thee Stallion interview. And it's like, honestly, I wouldn't even blame any female rapper or singer that doesn't go to interview with y'all, but they do it because they know that, y'all have this audience that may be fans of theirs, and even if they aren't fans of theirs, they end up checking out their music or whatever the case is. So it's a win. It could be a win-win situation, but be that as it may, again, if she would have went up there and y'all would have re-traumatized her, y'all would have gotten not even trolled, but y'all would have gotten dragged on social media for at least a couple of days. And while you say that you wouldn't have cared, we know that y'all really would have. And again, maybe it's because GQ was respectful during the interview and didn't re-traumatize her, whereas y'all would have re-traumatized her. And Angela Yee, another questionable black, tried to have her back, but of course, you in the room with two men who really don't care about women's opinions. So, girl, you the last person that they want to hear. Hell, both of these men have proudly, Charlemagne has proudly cheated on his wife several times, and he finally decided to be, faithful. I mean, he's a guy who literally believes in black privilege. And then you got Envy, who got caught cheating, with the likes of Erica Mena, got put on blast, and he was just so defeated that day. Like, he was just so gone. And this is the same man who literally was not there when Charlemagne and Angela had interviewed Chris Rock, because Chris Rock's daughter and Envy's daughter, I believe they both play basketball. And recently, like prior to that interview, Chris Rock's daughter, her team, had beat DJ Envy's daughter's team in a basketball game. So he felt some type of way about that, basically being a sore loser. And you expect somebody to give you their time of day? I mean, y'all are the same ones who, when Chloe and Halle was being interviewed, y'all were grilling Chloe about her and Diggy dating, and then saying how, like, probing her and just saying a lot of stuff. And you could tell both her and her sister were very uncomfortable, but they played it smart. And they just continued on with the interview, because it could have got real reckless and it could have went left and they could have just ended it. Then when y'all was interviewing City Girls, y'all had to bring up Little Uzi Vert and JT. And Young Miami, being the fellow Aquarius that she is, like myself, she wasn't having it. So it's like there's such a pattern with y'all, especially with women, black women, dark-skinned women, light-skinned women, brown-skinned women. There's just a pattern with y'all, especially Charlemagne, when it comes to women. Because Envy, he don't never know what he be talking about. He just makes up questions out of thin air, literally out of thin air. Then when Charlemagne will throw him under the bus and be like, "Oh yeah, this was DJ Envy's question." "Oh, what? I didn't." Stop all that stuttering. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, I say that to say, with this whole entire scenario, I just still can't believe that the Breakfast Club is here and around. But again, it's only a matter of time before they are on their way out, because the writing is on the wall that Charlemagne, he's honestly, now that his star is rising, or he's trying to social climb. I'm gonna mix that in here. I just, that word, damn it. Anyway. Since he's, trying to social climb and get his way, trying to be like a black Howard Stern, which right there, that type of energy lets you know what type of path he's trying to be on. He's definitely trying to get up out of that. And, Angela, she got whatever she got going on, and Envy got whatever he got going on. I think last I heard, he had a podcast with his wife that nobody's listening to. Anyway, so, it's just, defund the Breakfast Club. For real, defund them, because at this point, why are they even here? Like, They re-traumatize people. They ask ignorant questions. They are, it's no longer funny. At first it was, but now it's just really like, bruh, really? Like, I don't know. It's not funny. It's not funny. And the interview with Megan would have really done more damage and more harm than good, especially because, again, the case with Tory is still open. And while, yes, she did disclose the whole thing about witness tampering, because that is what that is considered, with him trying to pay both her and Kelsey off to keep quiet, that'll most likely be brought up in the trial, in the court case. Because, again, I'm just waiting to see the court documents and let them handle this. Because the court of public opinion is just about as scattered as, 3 meth addicts fighting for a now later in a phone booth. So... But anyway, Yeah, so let's get on to this social climber comment, because I just remembered that and I want to go ahead and spin that back on around for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into that, shall we?
Welcome to the PrinceOnyx Network.